What's up, guys? It's Mrjamvad, and today we are back for another episode of the illest, chillest podcast in the game. On the contrary, and you like that one? They can't even flex. You can't even flex. That was clean. But I got Joey with me in this one.
Yo, what's up, guys?
And Pokemon Home is out, ladies and gents. If you didn't know, so what we're gonna be doing is pretty much kind of discussing our thoughts on how we think the new Pokemon are gonna thrive, survive. Or sink. Yeah, I mean, they might just sink. Shout outs to probably the grass Ghostmon. I forgot what it's called.
Delmise?
No. The Noctowl ghost type. Decidueye. So that's the Decidueye. I tried to look at his moveset earlier to build it. I was like, man, this thing is nothing. It just gets dual stab. It gets Nasty Plot and SD. So who knows what Mandible is walling, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, we're gonna be going in order, just talking about what we think is gonna happen, opinions, and also we're gonna be discussing the new moves that have come back. So hidden abilities have come back. So Clefable now has access as a prelude. Now has access to Soft Boil, and it has access to Magic Guard again. Unaware again. So those are pretty important things, especially when Chansey comes back. You definitely are going to see a shift. Magnezone and Chansey coming back and all those things. But we'll save that for later. But definitely, that's huge for Clef.
Especially with heavy duty boots.
Yeah.
Because Unaware can run away heavy duty boots.
Exactly.
So that's a really big one for Unaware, like not being able to take it.
Mm-hmm. Hydreigon getting access to Roost. It's a pretty big one. Because they just couldn't heal, so they had to bank on leftovers. But like in some variations, a sub just mono attacking Dark Pulse set can muscle through a lot of mons. If you're not,
I honestly think the Nasty Plot Life Orb set can just drop Draco and just run Roost.
Yeah, that's true. Like there's several ways it can be done. But we're going to do this in order so we don't get carried away. First things first, Joey, what are your thoughts on Bulbasaur? But how do you think Venusaur is going to... How do you think Venusaur is going to thrive?
I believe it can get both Weather Ball and Earth Power now.
Yeah.
On Sun.
It never got Earth Power.
So I think it does, right?
It gets it now, but like it was literally not an option.
Yeah. And Weather Ball wasn't possible with Chlorophyll before either.
Right.
So the fact that it can have both a way of hitting, the Heat Ren in the future, as well as Ferrothorn and Corviknight, yeah, I think it's really cool. And then you just gotta decide if you want Poison or Grass Stab, or even if you want to run Earth Power itself. But I just think that's such a cool addition for Venusaur, and for like Sun teams, it gives them a nice little offensive option. In Venusaur, like better, especially with the the lack of hidden power in this game. I think it's a big plus for Venusaur.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Yeah, you made a good point in the fact that when we think we're seeing the metagame now, but we really haven't, because there's certain interactions that we're accustomed to. Hidden Power Venu hitting Scizor, or Ferrothorn, or Hidden Power Ice Manectric, or there's certain things, the interactions that we haven't seen happen in a while, so they haven't impacted us that much. We don't have a lot of Hidden Power abusers in the game right now.
Yeah.
But a lot of mons that you're used to. Magnezone being able to beat Ferrothorn 1v1, like those are things that are gonna be hugely different. Hidden Power Ice on everything. Lando versus Lando matchups. There are a lot of, not just Lando versus Lando, but Lando depending on Hidden Power Ice, Zapdos, and so there are a lot of changes that are gonna come. Garchomp, we're not trying to go too far, but the point is when I think of Venusaur and the Hidden Power thing, it's like, man, now Hidden Venusaur I think got better and in a way worse, because it's like, man, you can't. Like if the sun is
outside
up,
you can't attack. Yeah.
If the sun isn't up, Ferrothorn is chilling. You know what I mean? He's chilling and he's confidently coming in on Venusaur. Where before, Scizor, Ferrothorn, all those mons had to be somewhat wary when they're going in on Venusaur, because you could be Hidden Power Fire, you could be like you had to scout around. But Ferrothorn is chilling once. If you have a rain team too, and Ferrothorn is forever walled. So it's interesting seeing how that's gonna play out. Ferrothorn is no longer trappable.
Yeah, which is a big thing with Magnezone too. Like, I mean, I'm sure they can run like sub-charge beam, but Ferrothorn can also still
body press.
Run body press. Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
trappable.
Like, it's not gonna be trapped the same way.
It's not trapped. Nothing can trap. Like all the trappers, unless it's like Goth Trick, like all the trappers, like Ferrothorn can 1v1. So it's just when I picture the upcoming bulkier styles, I'm like, we better be getting some firepower with Shifu or whatever it's called, coming up. Like, yeah,
yeah, I'm excited.
With all those mons, they better be bringing some firepower along with all of this bulk that I think the metagame adds, and I'm not upset about it. It's cool to see that you can't gimmick your way into it. Like, you can't. So it's like literal, like, hey, Ferrothorn's gonna wall you unless you figure out a way to get around that bad boy.
Yeah. At all, like it's gonna be interesting with that. Like, I mean, I think that mon's gonna still be OU because it just dual stab is just so good, just naturally, especially zone. Just like talking about just talking about zone. Yeah, because this dual stab is so good, and just run analytic. Then shoot, analytic specs and just click flash cannon.
Well,
like 40%, 50%.
I mean, zone is still zone can still trap. It just can't trap Ferrothorn. So like Corviknight's a massive thing. Like, that's gonna be zone's core. Corviknight is like the reigning king right now because zone isn't there. But when zone comes back, like just like how Ferrothorn and Scizor got the steel removal treatment, Corviknight's gonna have to watch his back because Spec Zone's gonna come in and just and that's gonna open up a lot because Corviknight is a lot of people's like glue. Like, Corviknight is a massive glue. So fairy types and zone, watch your back. But I think it's still gonna be OU for sure. There's still plenty of steals to trap. Zone 100% loses to Drill. Like, Drill doesn't have to worry about hitting Power Fire and none of that. So I think Drill is definitely gonna evolve as far as as the meta progresses. They're likely gonna ban Dugtrio at some point. So even less.
I agree. No, I agree with that.
Which creates even less incentive for you to have to. You might see a bulky Drill, you know what I mean, especially with the speed boost buffing. So, and the rocks, it's gonna get access. Oh, it already has access to rocks, but I can see more incentive. I think the metagame now and in May is gonna really, really, really take a big shift compared to.
And you mean May is in the month before the changes?
Isn't it? Doesn't it come out in May?
June.
Oh, it's June.
It comes out the end of the June. So I was actually thinking you're gonna go to the point I think the metagame in this month and freaking March is gonna be different.
Oh, without a doubt.
Lot. Without a doubt. We're gonna have bans. We might have
What do you think is getting banned?
Kieran Black probably won't make it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if Melmetal will make it. I'll be honest.
You think Melmetal's too much?
I don't think it's. I mean, I haven't played with it personally, but I'm just looking at what I can use to answer it.
Yeah.
And it's not much. But either way, I'm so excited for that.
It's slow though. It's very.
Yeah. It's very
It's very easy to kill. So that's the only downside with that. It's it's strong. It's not very difficult to kill. I recorded a live with it. Well, not with it, but versus it, and several people had it. And the biggest downside is the fact that it can't boost. And so in Corviknight's case, if it goes for a move, if you're a bulky water and it doesn't Thunder Punch, you wall it. It's very Darm-esque, but not as hard to switch into. If you pick the right move, you wall it. And if it's Orb, then you kind of stall it. So if at that point, unless it runs Earthquake, but Corviknight still, if it comes in on the right move, 1v1s it. It's hard to say if I'd say to the point where it can't be. It's unhealthily, you know what I mean.
I feel that. I'm just gonna run Thunderwave and beat all my answers.
True. That's legitimate. I think that's
Thunderwave 3 attacks. I think is one of its stronger ones next to Choice Band.
Yeah, I don't think that's I think that's a joke. I genuinely think because its last move between Earthquake and Superpower, you can really play around with that because Thunder Punch hits so much. Earthquake would really just be there for Aegis Slash. And if you're going to go the superpower route, then you're just not dealing with Ferrothorn. So it's just, they seem to be removing a lot of the trap ability. When I think about like, hey, you can't trap Aegislash, can't trap Ferrothorn. Like there's a lot of the trappiness. Like they're trying to make Pokemon more loose.
Yeah, I like that, which is interesting because like in the past, Smogon has banned things specifically because of trapping. You know what I mean? Like Shadow Tag and Arena Trap and things like that. So it's interesting that like we don't even have the option of Pursuit.
Right. Which I'm still mixed about. I'm like, but I get I'm probably just really accustomed to it. So
it might come back, bro.
What makes you say that?
So you can actually transfer Pokemon with Pursuit. It just like it grays out their move in the game, and it just suggests you should get that move removed. But maybe it'll come back. Like it doesn't like stop the transfer of it. It's not programmed into the game, but who knows what a DLC patch or two like.
True. I don't know why they remove it then reintroduce it. I don't know what their incentive would have been to remove it first and then, like, you know what I mean? Like it wouldn't have been much to program it in. Maybe maybe with the Dynamax mechanics, they're like, well, Pursuit may complicate things. I don't know why, but I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with something coming, or maybe they just didn't want the ghostness. You know what I mean.
Another thing as well, we have a new mythical coming at the end of this month as well. So like, or at least I don't know if it's necessarily coming out or released or revealed. Revealing. I think they did say that it was coming to Pokemon Sword and Shield, but
they're like releasing it.
Yeah, as in because it's coming out with the movie, but it might not come out till the actual movie comes out itself.
Yeah, usually they don't do it really early.
Yeah.
But who
it looks
knows?
like a Chupacabra.
Yes. The silhouettes have always been misleading. Shout out to One Piece. But yeah, Venusaur, definitely I think Sun massive buff. Defensively, I don't know.
I think Leech Seed is still good. Like it's still annoying.
I agree.
It can't hit in power like it used to. So.
Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna fare defensively. I have to see. I have to like really take a look at what's in the game and what it really does well versus. But I think Sun is gonna be his massive asset. Would it remain OU? I'm a go for a no on that. I just can't see it. Like I can't see it. To me, I don't think Sun teams will have enough usage to where Venusaur would need to, like, you know what I mean, to get 4% or whatever the number is now. And I don't see why people would use Venusaur. What's the premier grass now other than Ferrothorn?
That's if you look through you, it's literally that and Rotomo, I guess.
Well, okay, maybe he has a grass niche because, I mean, with Keldeos and Virizion, okay, maybe if Virizion stays OU, but like, you know what I'm saying, like it's a fairy niche too, but you know a lot of the fairies now have mystical fire, and a lot of I don't know. I'll say it's a maybe. It's a maybe. Let's see how the metagame develops.
I can't see it personally, but
because I mean,
who knows?
Dude, when I was thinking that too, but when I look at the speed tier wise, like just as a defensive, like semi-fast one, it's not too bad versus Clef, unless it just like dumps everything in speed for Life Orb variants. It's not too bad versus the Crawdons you see running around. It's not too bad versus Grimmsnarl. It's not too bad versus the Hatterines. It's not too bad versus the Seismitoads that you see running around. The Rotom forms barring heat. Sylveon. So it's like I can see some niche.
I do think in Little Cup, when you were talking about Bulbasaur, Bulbasaur actually gets a lot better because it can grow 3 attacks with Weather Ball.
Okay.
Don't laugh at it. That's a tier.
But yeah, okay. Next to the next fun one, Shell Smash Blastoise. How do you feel like?
Woo!
Or even just outside of Shell Smash, you know, just having another rapid spin option.
I mean, lower tier Blastoise usually NU. Blastoise typically finds itself in NU, but and then obviously Mega was UU. But Shell Smash is interesting because I feel like you might find that in between stuff, maybe it'll actually be pretty busted in the lower tiers, considering a lot of bulky waters are stuck in their tier. So like Vaporeon and Milotic, if they see uses in UU, you just lost Vaporeon and Milotic from, RU, right? So, and then you look at the rest of the bulky waters, Aiken Earthquake, Lantern, and, Ice Beam and Water Move are also really good coverage too. So couple that with Shell Smash and its good natural bulk, I could see it being a threat. It also has like Dark Pulse and Aura Sphere in its move pool. So while it's not boosted by Mega Launcher, as well as Dragon Pulse, while it's not boosted by Mega Launcher, it's still nasty because of its ability to even break through like bulkier mons in UU. I actually really like it. And like Vaporeon, like I said, Vaporeon and Milotic are both stuck in UU, right? So it might be a little bit too much for the RU tier. Like RU has Jellicent, just Dark Pulse.
So you think it's a definite no OU? Because you're talking about it in UU terms.
I think it's gonna be RUBL UU. Personally, I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. It could be RUNU, but
so that's a definite no OU.
I don't think it's OU. I don't think it's OU material. I think it's good. I think it's good, but like, I mean, if you got a Shell Smash to do 47% to Seismitoad, I don't think you're that great.
Okay. Yeah,
even with a Life Orb.
Yeah, I don't see it being OU. I think it's too easily. For the primary reason is, excuse me, voice crack there. The primary reason is the two waters that you're gonna see in. Well, not even just them, but that's even Sylveon could probably wall it. But Rotom and what the hell is the name of that thing? Rotom and Toxapex. Toxapex just hazes everything away, and there goes your boost, and it toxics you. And so Scarf Dragapult, if we ever needed to even go there, does outspeed by a large amount. And you kind of have to be timid to outspeed a lot of the Scarfers, Keldeos. Keldeo you can't even touch. So you're definitely not OU. I'm still going to use it in OU. As far as the hype train right now. It's technically not in any other tier anyway, so you don't have a choice. But yeah, I see it lower tier.
Yeah.
I see it lower tier.
I definitely see it lower tier, but like, I mean, I think it could be strong, have a strong presence, at least stronger than it did before.
Yeah, because the Shell Smash might not even be its premier set. It might just be typical Blastoise.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see. So not too much on Blastoise. Mega Launcher definitely a huge hit. So next, Ninetails, Alolan Ninetails.
Fast Veil. Dougie's around, so Tyranitar gets trapped. I like that. I think Veil is going to be nasty, especially right now, because Kieran Black and Melmetal and everything's like, whatever's allowed is allowed. I actually have a pretty nasty Veil team with all of them. And yeah, I like it, especially with Jirachi having Healing Wish and being back too.
Oh yeah, Jirachi. Yeah, I forgot about that. We talk about that later.
Yeah. But I think Veil is going to be really, 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 really nasty. At least as a player, like I don't think it's anything crazy, right? But Veil plus like Dragon Edge, Dragapult, or Veil plus specifically Dragon Edge, Kieran Black, I think could have a huge impact at the moment.
I'm mixed on this because I don't know if we have the abusers. I have a team that I was constructing this morning with Veil, and I was just looking for abusers, and we're like, we have a few, but it's not like an overwhelming amount of abusers, the Zygars, the Magierners, so it's the power is like there's several ways to prevent that sweeper. There's several ways to, so I'll have to see. I'm just gonna play that one by ear. Ninetales as a Pokemon, we could be overlooking that. Like we could be overlooking that. Nasty Plot Ninetales. The speed tier is crazy. Like that, it's actually likely a legitimate mon.
400 special attack after Nasty Plot.
I mean, guaranteed Blizzards, Moonblast. I mean, look at the tier.
I know. I use Ice Cream in a tournament game, but I think Ice Cream better because it can taunt. But it's obviously the thing that Ninetales has over it. It's fast.
Well, and it has a different type. Yeah, different stab.
Very interesting. Like, it's not bad. It having Blizzard is cool for like hurting the Corviknight, but it's also weak to Iron Head as well. And I don't know, like I do think like Aurora Veil plus like Melmetal Aurora Veil plus setup is going to be still okay, like legitimate. It always has been. Like it's not as like guaranteed wins. You don't have your Lando to Suicide Stealth Rock Explode, things like that. But you have Age Slash, you have Excadrill, you have plenty of toys to use with Veil. So I can't really comment too much on that either. I have to see how Ninetails goes. Offensive might be okay. It might be.
I'm looking at the tier. I'm like, there are quite a few things I could see giving a hard time. Just off the muscle of the Fairy Stab. Like if it's like pseudo, if there's some set that develops that it veils itself and then plots 1v1s quite a few mons. That's interesting. But again, that would be one that we'll have to play by ear and see. But yeah, I think it's speed and the fact that ice is so.
It's weather ball now too, which is cool. But I mean, you're gonna click Blizzard.
Right. So we'll see. I'm curious to see how that will unfold. Okay, Ninetails. So Alolan Dugtrio. Okay.
Skip all the mons and go to Celebi.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip the irrelevant mons like the Rapidash and then the Alolan Dugs.
I can't believe you're skipping Alolan Persian. You crazy.
Persian, I still think it's gonna be lower tiers.
Of course.
And I mean, you can make lower tier commentary. I just haven't really focused on.
No. I mean, like we've used Persian OU. Like
I know, but I'm saying like it's not. It's always been a meme. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it is. Also, I think it's pretty cool that Incineroar gets parting shot now too, so I don't even got to use like.
Yeah. Well, Persian, if it gets a recovery move, could be annoying. Like, it's the fur coat is no joke. So
that boy ain't got no recovery. I'm just looking through it. Zero.
Fur coat is no joke. It's eating up a Dracovich's hit. I'm telling you that right the fuck now.
Yeah, I'll eat one.
Foul play. Agent Slash. Yeah, it's not. It's trash. It's trash. It's not the metagame for it yet. It's not the metagame for it, y'all. Rapidash obviously is gonna be lower tier stuff, but who knows? Who knows? It's always who knows at this point because, I mean, to be honest, the fire typing is not bad. Like it's speed tier.
Also, it gets Swords Dance now too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, that was implied, because of the other one gets it. But like the fire typing, if your team is slow and he SDs, nice boots, comes in on your Sylveon and SDs, you're in for a show if you don't have the right Pokemon. Like that thing can legitimately fuck you up. Like legit.
Yeah, it's definitely a threat.
So that I'm curious to see how Rapidash. We might be just marking Rapidash off, but just again the speed tiers in this generation is just so slow. So you don't have to worry about a Greninja hit. You don't have to worry about Torn, Zam, none of those things, which makes a huge difference. So it might be a thrivable metagame. We'll see. Regular wheezing.
It gets neutralizing gas now.
So both of them get it.
Yes.
I could see it having some merit, having the pure poison type. Does it get Misty Terrain too?
No, it gets Stench.
What does that do?
It has a chance to make your moves flinch.
Okay.
10% chance to make all moves without a flinch chance. Also, it makes Pokemon, if you're walking through the wild, it makes them less likely to appear.
Got you. That one I knew.
I'm looking like, I mean, Weezing's still not bad. Like, Toxic, Will-O-Wisp, it has a niche anywhere. I've used it in Ubers, so have you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it has a niche in current Ubers.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation, but that's
a nasty tier.
I'm actually do a separate podcast for the Uber ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Rather than
sure.
do the because I feel like that's a whole other metagame discussion. It provides way better context.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rapidash. Curious about the Rapidash for sure. We're gonna skip Corsola.
Celebi right there.
Celebi. Yeah, what do you think of Celebi?
Guess Aura's here now. That's really cool. I like Celebi's speed tier, especially in OU. It has moves to hit basically everything. H/Earth Power. Aura Sphere is cool for Obstagoon, which is really nice. Also hitting Ferrothorn in the same one. Like, you don't have to like decide between Earth Power, Hidden Power, Fire to hit between the Heatran and the Ferrothorn. Just hit them both. You know, Aura Sphere faster than the Rotom, so and can damage them with Psychic. And then your last move can probably be Giga Drain or Earth Power, depending on, you know, if you want to hit Aegislash or you want to hit like.
So what set is that? Nasty Plot or Recover?
Yeah, Nasty Plot. I think Nasty Plot 3 attacks is really cool. I think Recover is going to be solid with Nasty Plot as well. Healing Wish is pretty cool too, and I think even like utility with like Leech Seed as well.
Leech Seed, it gets U-turn, it gets Stealth Rocks, like it's a
damn good mod.
Yeah, it compresses a lot of rolls. It's
Seismitoad. It isn't pursuited, bro. It's not pursuited this gen.
Right. It's very Seismitoad-esque, in the fact that like it can check a lot of the metagame with its stabs, just its stabs. And it can just like straighten you out, and then it can sub Leech Seed. It can be so. I think Celebi is gonna be an interesting one. I'm curious to see what sets are gonna really, like be these sets. Does Celebi get toxic?
Looking through it. I don't see toxic right here, but it got it in the last gen.
It did.
So didn't Celebi get toxic in the last gen? I'm fairly confident it did.
I feel like I've never seen a toxic Celebi.
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
So I mean that means it does get toxic because it can just transfer it, I'm pretty sure. So right. It's just that the sword and shield one doesn't give us the full move pools for whatever reason.
I was just thinking about a random like sub CM. Let me think. How many moves? CM, substitute, boost. I'm trying to see if Recover fits. Am I thinking about this right? Okay, substitute, Calm Mind, Recover. No, you can't.
I don't even know if you need sub, to be honest. Like,
I mean, I'm not saying you do, but I was just thinking if like a sub toxic variant with boost and mono psychic, that way you can 1v1. That way you can like, because after a boost, psychic is very hard to check. Dark types are the only ones that can come in, and all of them are toxicable. So you 1v1 everything. So I was just thinking about that. Does it get strength set? No, it doesn't get strength set. I mean, it doesn't need it, but it's just, I think the Onion has finally found a metagame that it can thrive just like in Gen 5.
In Gen 4. Yeah.
In Gen 4.
Well,
and Gen 3.
Yeah. The Leech Seed set. It's funny. Like, literally Gen 3. That's funny.
Celebi used to be a beast.
It did.
The past two gens just haven't been kind to it. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how that plays out. And for the next one, the Jirachi.
Alright, Rachi gets Calm Mind and store power now. So
big deal.
That's a huge deal for Jirachi, man. Like, that means it can even Calm Mind up and beat like unaware minds. Which it could do before, depending on the moveset. It gets Aura Sphere now too.
You could, but you had to pick which one. So like between Quag and Clef, like you had to. If you ran Side Shock to deal with the Chansey and the Flash Can for the Clef, then Quag could still, like, you couldn't beat Quag. But now Store Power murks every last one of them. So
he gets Aura Sphere when Heatran and comes back, and also hits Ferrothorn.
Yeah, Jirachi. I don't know if it'll be that great now, like as in the current metagame, which sounds weird because you're like, well, you know, it's less Pokemon, so shouldn't it be better? But I just feel like the Pokemon that you're going to be seeing, I think that Store Power set when Stall comes up,
it's going to murk them. Bro. Wish, Calm Mind, Store Power, Aura Sphere, all you need.
Right, you might not even need sub. Like you could just mono, like the old school Jirachi said. Like, it's crazy to think things like these are viable again. Because again, like Grins were everywhere, Megas. Megas, Mawilds and whatnot. So like you weren't chilling without getting this huge power knock. Metacham's high jump, like, so there's been a significant reduction in power. Psychics and ghosts have been getting a buff, and then they're getting the stored power and whatnot. Like it's I'm really interested to see how this is gonna play out. We might see Wish defensive CM Jirachi like back in Gen 5 like find a place. And Jirachi's mad diverse move pool wise, so it's really difficult to predict, and you don't have Heatran to come in on it, like the primary thing that would just shut Jirachi down. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be interesting in Ubers as well.
Yeah.
So I want to see how that plays out with Eternatus now having something that can just straight up wall it, as far as CMs and like something that it forces the prediction of Flamethrower. Otherwise, you're just wasting Dynamax canning. And can Celebi and Jirachi Dynamax?
In Ubers, yeah, they should be able to.
No. I mean, like, did they? Because we never had any Legend Dynamax before. Like, actually.
Well, I've used Kyurem Black Dynamax in random battles, so I'm assuming.
No, I mean like coded into the game. Have you ever Dynamaxed an actual Kyurem?
Oh no, not in the game itself, no.
Yeah, I've never seen a legendary Dynamax, so I don't know if that's how they're gonna treat him, or if it's just a Zacian Eternatus 3-0 trio thing. Like, for some reason, I feel like the legendaries are gonna get separate treatment from a normal Pokemon. Who knows though? Who knows? It's just weird to me to see a Dynamax Arceus.
I think it affects everybody unless, like, I mean, it makes sense why Eternatus and them can't.
Why?
Because their whole thing is that they can beat Dynamax Pokemon because of their signature moves. And if they Dynamax, they wouldn't be able to use their signature moves unless they made it that they could. You know what I mean? Like, you know how like G-Max moves are like that.
But Eternatus has a Dynamax-esque form.
I'm unbroken.
Yeah, like I've never seen it. I think I saw his stats once. It's something insane.
Yeah, right? I played in a metagame with it recently because it was allowed in Balance.
And what is its stats or something insane, right?
It can eat like a +6, like Mega Alakazam Psychic, something like that.
Yeah, like, and that's super effective. It's still the same
that's
type,
super
right?
effective +6, yeah.
Like that shit is. But I mean, they clearly gave that shit stats for a reason. Like, it's technically the strongest thing ever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's technically a Dynamax. Even in the storyline, So I feel like they had something in mind. I think something went wrong with timing and just ideas, to where they had to cut the idea for the sake of time and release dates. So, them coding in a bunch of Dynamaxes for the legendaries,
yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. We'll see. It just doesn't make sense to me for a damn Arceus to be Dynamaxing. That's just not Arceus is impossible to kill as it is, and you were gonna incorporate a Dynamax.
Double the HP.
Like, Dynamax E-Killer. You thought you were killing me, right? Like, that means
HP all I need, bro.
Bro, Dynamax Groudon, man. Are you serious? Dynamax Ho-Oh? You thought. Like, nah. Heavy duty boost Dynamax Ho-Oh. Man, what's killing me, man? Kyogre, Eaton. And then I just go for fucking Max Airstream and just destroy you. Like, I don't know. But we'll see. Well, Jirachi is going to be an interesting pick. What do you feel about Fire Darm?
I like you mentioned, I actually really like fire types. Currently, I don't think that a lot of them are that used besides like Cinderace.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see what place it makes. It usually solidifies itself in UU and then sometimes goes down to RU. Mm-hmm. But like if you look at current meta, I mean, Flare Blitz is strong as hell.
Yeah, like 100%. I was looking at him like, not even just Scarf, but like Orb.
Yeah,
Orb. I mean, you're really only clicking Earthquake versus Pex, and that's just 10%.
Yeah.
Like, Orb Blitz is no mother. You gotta go to Pex. Like, it's not a. If it's kind of, it operates in this metagame in the same way that, the ice one is, like, where it's like you gotta go to whatever your resist is, or you're going to lose a Pokemon.
100%.
So it's like, well, I don't know. Even a banded variant, you turning out on Seismitoad repeatedly, or you catch that Pex one time, hit it. Because Pex, I think, is going to transition to being more mixed. I don't know if it's going to still remain strictly physical like it's been. But we'll see what stays around. It could. I'll have to see.
I honestly think it's a viable pick in OU, especially if Darm gets banned. Like, look at how slow OU is. Besides a few mons.
Yeah. Yeah. Even Scarf like is looking legit.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't initially hit as hard as its stab isn't as great as Guerrilla Tactics Ice Crash. That's a big one.
Yeah,
that's a really big one.
Just,
but yeah.
Okay, we'll see. I'd say I think Jirachi, Celebi, OU. So I think the only things that are definite OUs in my opinion that we've looked over are the legendaries. Venusaur is a maybe. Blastoise, I think a no. Ninetails.
This might be Terrakion's metagame.
Yeah, I was looking at the rack too. Even something like Shed Shell rack it's a very like if you SD, there's not too much in the metagame that's gonna take what's coming next. So I can see people trying to trap it away.
Yeah.
So I was actually thinking about Shed Shell rack. I'm like, no. I'm no.
He gets Mega Horn now too, which is interesting. So if like defensive Celebi rises up to try and beat it, just run Bandit with Mega Horn.
Which Mega Horn doesn't even make sense. Like, I don't even understand what the logic behind that.
It has a horn. It's a bull, bro. With the horns.
Mega Horn is a single horn attack.
Yeah, it just uses both and combines them together. What's wrong?
All right. I guess the swords are just. I think they can like get like a sword-esque thing in front of their heads, right? Like a glowing
something
sword.
like that. Yeah. I know Keldeo's definitely does secret sword. So
exactly, I think they all can do that. I feel like I saw. Starting to sound like my girl. She says, "I feel like." I usually say, "I think." And, she says, "I feel." So she's forgot something. She said, yeah, "I feel like I remember that." Like women tend to operate more of, "I feel like this." Where if you're a more logical style, not necessarily man, but just a more logical. You got girls who are like this. They'll say, "I think."
I mean, if that's how you believe women operate, I got no comment on that.
I mean, I'm not asking for it. I'm quite well versed. You know what I'm saying? Joey's a good guy. Okay, Cobalion.
I was looking at its Movepool too.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it also got Mega Horn.
I'm trying to think where that matters.
It did. Well, if Celebi goes UU, it does matter because Celebi is something that could definitely take a +2 Iron Head and deal with it. I think one cool thing for Cobalion, Cobalion is the fact that it gets it gets Iron Defense, but it doesn't get Body Press. Are you kidding me?
Oh damn, that's whack. Yeah, that'd have been a cool little tick.
Yeah, like Iron, but I think it's the fact that it gets Steel Beam is interesting because Cobalion like special isn't terrible, and like I've used like Volt Switch special sets in lower tiers, so I think that's cool. But I do think Mega Horn could work on Swordsdance sets too, unless you're running like because Moltres isn't around right now, so you don't necessarily need Stone Edge or anything, and it gives you a strong hit versus Psychics in general. If you look at the UU tier, it gives you a nice hit versus Bronzong that doesn't force you to like get your drops. Claydol, but then again, still not having Earthquake or anything is whack.
It's funny how you just like didn't even have an OU discussion. Just like in the UU
I don't think it's OU. I don't think it's OU.
I don't think it's OU either. I don't think it gets past the basic pecs. I mean, it's just one thing, but Aegislash is a big deal too. Cinderace,
Aegislash, freaking Cinderace is there. Rotom form, Seismitoad.
Yeah.
I don't think the meta is kind to a Cobalion.
You know what's interesting? Something I'm still surprised is OU's Gyarados. Gyarados, I haven't seen a Gyarados in years. But
I recently saw one sweep in a tournament, which was interesting.
What, in SPO?
Yeah. Very interesting that I was able to do that.
Yeah, Gyarados, I have not. I mean, if you could get to the point where it's so... You know how metagames, like it's such a non-mon that people don't prep for it. So that could have been a thing. I haven't watched any SPL games other than your game, a couple of your replays. I haven't seen another SPL game.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, Cobalion. Alright, Verzion.
It also got Mega Horn.
Which is nice. I mean, it always got X-Scissor, but... Like,
yeah, but I mean, I think stronger moves are cool for like maybe choice sets. I guess Air Slash, which could be interesting in calm mindsets.
yeah,
I think over Hidden Power.
definitely for Venu and Amoonguss.
Yeah, exactly. It's stronger than Hidden Power, so and it has a chance to flinch. Keldeo getting that too, I think is pretty.
That's bigger.
Noteworthy.
That's bigger than Mrjamvad, but I'll say Keldeo for last. Definitely, that's way bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mrjamvad, so no real. You think it's RU or something?
Yeah, it's always usually NURU. I do think Calm Mind is a legitimate threat though, especially because like this tier is weird. Because this generation we have Pokemon like Seismitoad up in OU, which were like maybe last generation NU staples. Or like staples of that. So like
staples of NU for years.
Yeah.
So like it's introduction really.
Yeah. So like having all these Mons be forced up in their tier, like if you actually look at the RU tier itself, like it's Calm Mind is not bad at all. I'm just looking at it. It's faster than basically everything in the tier besides the Selgor, Whimsicott, and Bolton, Cinccino, excuse me, those 4. And then, okay, Galvantula, whatever, it's those 5. But it outspeeds like the vast majority of the tier, and it's strong. Like its move pool is good, and it I don't know, like fighting grass and flying is such good coverage. And if you want to use offensive, like you could just use Stone Edge if you care about Charizard or you're worried about like flying types. But there's not even flying types like down here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's a good mon. I guess Sigilyph is a big one for RU. But even though you just bought that too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see anything special about it. No pun intended. For it to stay in OU. Just as kind of average or mediocre it's been. Just a shame, you know. But that is what it is. It's always kind of been the worst one. Yeah. Okay. So time for the big 2. Terrakion. How do you think it's gonna?
Ooh, I think Swords Dance is incredible right now. Actually, right now. A Pokemon that breaks through the core of offensive Aegis Slash, Mandibuzz, Seismitoad, Hydreigon, like all those like Ferrothorn, all them defensive Pokemon just by the Swords Dance. Yeah, exactly. Justified as well, so go for Foul Play or something as I switch, or knock off my Choice Band, so that way I still get a Choice Band boost and can switch up moves.
It's uncounterable right now, like quite literally. Like the metagame, its speed, fucking Darm was considered fast. Now Terrakion, like you gotta go like Gengar or Dragapult, neither of which can even kill it. Like Terrakion's no slouch bulk wise, which is why I'm like, really, dude, the only countermeasure, and we're not even talking about necessarily having to be Life Orb. Like it looks pretty fucking like unhealthy. Like not unhealthy in like a it's gonna get banned way, but like I can see it really after SD, the meta is it's at a pick one type point. Like you gotta kind of have to sack something.
Bro, it reminds me of Black and White 1.
Yeah.
Where Terrakion was broken. Like I think in Black and White 1 we always used to say if your opponent has a Terrakion, they can win a game.
Yeah.
Like that's how clickable that mon was.
Bro, which is just crazy how, you know, times evolve. Cause I mean like Terrakion, for those who didn't play that era, is just is the equivalent of how we think about like Cloyster or something. Like just something that's just straight, like, you know, straight. But nothing special. But Terrakion was in the leagues of like Ash Grin in that era, like a bandit Terrak.
Yeah, there was no Landorus T guys, so
yeah.
Your switchings were Gliscor, physical defensive Gliscor, which people use Adamant Choice Band. I'm just gonna tell you that they use Adamant Choice Band on Terrakion because that would 2 KO every mon or OHKO every mon in the game. Like you KOing Jellicent with like rocks up. Like that's how strong it was.
Like power was different. Like now people are used to like mega levels of power. Like, you know what I mean? But back then, like that was powerful. Like a Stone Edge from coming off a base, what was it? Was it 130 attack stat? You know, you gotta have like if you see Terrakion comes in,
but
129, yeah. But if you saw Terrakion coming and you didn't know whether it was Scarf or Banded, you had to go to that Gliscor because it's guaranteed they could take at the very least one hit. But some Gliscor, if they weren't Fizz Death, right, or if they weren't fully Fizz Death after rocks, you're getting blown away. Yeah, like it was.
Bro, my favorite Terrakion set though
was the Rock
was no, it could run Rock Gem. I like Life or Protect.
Oh yeah, really What was that for again? Something
like scouting Scarf Lando, scouting Lottie doubles into if they expected your Tyranitar to come in or something like that. Scouting U-turn just from anything like fast. So like I really like that right now too.
There was something. No, it was for Scizor. That's what it was for. It was for band.
Oh, Scizor as well. Scizor as well. Yes. So if they U-turn and you had rocks, you just killed them with close combat.
So Scizor banded Scizor was really common. So like you'd protect to see whether because Scizor loved to U-turn on Terrak because it knew it forced to switch and Terrak is just so important. So you used to have mind games like those. Man, it's crazy. Like looking back then, I thought coming from a mindset of like turn by turn, like back when I wasn't as good, like I'd assess that turn as like I predicted him but not thinking about the long term or anything like that. So like that just helped me reconnect to how I used to think about the game, and just how difficult it would have been for me to see things the way I see them now, even if somebody were to tell me.
Hey, but you forgot to tell him the best thing though.
What part? About Terrakion?
What? Yeah, when you protected and they went for Bullet Punch, but you stayed in anyway because they expected you to switch and the tackle was coming after. But I agree with what you're saying, by the way. Yeah, I agree. It definitely applies to me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. Because I was always known as Mr. Aggro, always.
Yeah, like just Joey would just be the easiest way to beat Joey. Just don't predict ever.
Ever, yeah.
Just
back then for sure.
Stay in.
Because I literally played just on instinct, like always. I would compare it to how Blender plays, and then I would feel the like right now I'm
like
more tame.
An earlier Blunder. Like I think Blunder has more context now.
Yeah.
But like an earlier Blunder for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, I still get offended when people say Joey doesn't predict, and I'm like, have you not seen my tournament games? I just play well. I just play well if I need to. That's it.
Yeah, but to them, prediction is gonna be, that's a whole other thing, and we just gotta help bring as much perspective as possible.
Yeah.
I can't be upset at them for not getting that. Like,
of course.
It's our job to help.
It's all. I got a comment that said the other day that actually it doesn't have anything to do with this. It's just it does, but it doesn't have anything to do with the podcast. It was just funny. It was like Joey makes these plays all the time that now I'm immune to when he makes them. It doesn't get me as hype anymore. I was like, damn. It doesn't get me as.
I know what you're saying. Like he predicts a double. That's another Joey play. I remember. I mean, this just to show how things have evolved. Because remember, it's not like Pokemon isn't something that. It's not like something like fucking track and field that's been around for years or, like generations to where there have been several. In a way, we're still pioneering things to this day. So, like for example, what you just said, like there was a time where predicting a double switch was something advanced. Like, oh shit, he predicted him to double switch. Like there was a time where that was like an advanced thing. And now I think the exposure of YouTube, it's all the all the competitive content that exists. Predicting a double switch is now like what used to be something the equivalent of a 1800, 1900 player could do. Like a 1500 player thinks about predicting the double. Like they are now capable of doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
So it's not this big deal anymore. This trip down memory lane. Terrakion taking us there. But yeah, I think it's gonna be incredible. I'm really excited to see how it's gonna thrive.
Hell yeah, bro! I want to. Now I kind of want to use it alongside Melmetal. I just want to do double choice band.
Yeah. If choice band too, like if Pex wasn't such a tank, you know what I mean?
But even yeah. Like it can. That's the good thing about packs. It comes in, it'll take 90%, it switches out, and then it gets it back.
It just scouts. That's how I use packs. I scout for what you're gonna do. Like with Darm too, I was like, let me see what it is.
Like, I don't know what they're gonna click now. Let me send this mon out.
Right.
It's funny because I actually don't think Pex is as common right now as
it isn't.
Yeah, because which is I you know what's interesting about that? I don't think that has a lot to do with Pex not being good. I think it's also and this is a theory. I feel like people just don't want to play long as hell games where they have to pressure stall Clef with Corviknight and Clefable. Like I personally will shut down a Showdown live if I'm using a balance with those two, and my first battle is versus a Clef. I'm like versus a Toxapex. I'm like, yeah, forget this. My first battle is not going to be 30 minutes long where I'm wishing and switching to pressure stall the Scald. Like forget that. I like it's not bad. Yeah. It's not, and like in tournaments, it's still good. Like it can eat a hit from Dougie, eject.
Oh, it's still a good mon. Nothing has changed. It's just I think what's being used as well isn't like in the Pex isn't walling like the top used mons right now. It's not walling them like it used to.
Yeah.
It doesn't lose to them necessarily, but it doesn't like it's not like there's Grand, there's this and there's that, and then Pex just
so I need
all
this
around.
to pivot. Yeah.
So things have changed. This mega. So Pex deals it up. So I think we'll see as things progress. I definitely think it's gonna rise back up in usage, especially if the fire types start really like becoming a real staple. Then for sure. So what about Keldeo?
Woo! Calm Mind sounds great, especially with Pex not being as super common as it is.
Yeah.
Air Slash is cool if you want to run it on specs, I suppose, but you don't really need it. But I do think that like Secret Sword, Skull / Hydro Pump. Does Keldeo get Weather Ball now? Ooh.
I don't believe so.
Nah, it doesn't. Okay, that's why. But yeah, I think specs and Scarf are still okay. Obviously, your inability to damage Dragapult. Yeah, Icy Wind still. Yeah, no, I think it could still be great, dude. Like,
Keldeo
sounds cool.
I think it'll be good. It's just like, again, as you mentioned, one Secret Sword my Indeedee today and I died. Like, just from full. It just, I was like, huh? And I thought I was making plays, too. I'm predicting Secret Sword. I have Seismitoad. I just got one shot.
That boy got O-Code.
So...
I like the thing about Keldeo and I think Terrakion and a few other Pokemon, they're really going to overwhelm these defensive cores to the point where other mons are probably going to get even stronger, like Dracovish, for instance. I feel like Dracovish can make a huge comeback. Not that it's not good, like it's still amazing in the right match. Like if you don't have a Seismitoad, that mon is ridiculous versus you. But yeah, I do think that Keldeo and Terrakion paved way for those to be incredible. And just that's why like even when like I was trying to build a team and I was like, I want to use so much stuff that I ended up just making 5 Pokemon plus Aurora Veil. Like I just wanted to use all the stupid stuff we have right now. And I feel like Keldeo really fits that with either Calm Mind or, again, Specs. I think Specs is nice for breaking through like Seismitoad, Mandibuzz, Corviknight, Hydreigon, whatever. Like if they're not running, like even like pair that with a Dougie and beat Clef, or just throw in a Melmetal that we have right now. I really like Keldeo. I think with Zemu's being gone, not as crazy.
Yeah.
I do think though that Air Slash is still pretty cool on it for like secondary coverage now that Celebi's here.
Celebi, Venusaur.
But maybe I'll just throw on Mega Horn on this thing too and use Extra Belt and just try and bop it. Yeah. Hey, who knows?
And I mean, Unaware Clef is back, so that's something he has to think about.
Yeah. That can get burnt.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of interesting directions, and we're nearing the wrap up because we're just gonna kind of run over some of the moves, but then we'll just combine these 3 because I don't think any of them.
You skip regular Kyurem getting freeze dry.
Oh, it does. We were just looking at I forgot about regular Kyurem now.
Yeah, regular Kyurem is still probably gonna be.
OU.
Yeah. I think freeze dry is incredible.
Why?
Like actually, because you have your stab move. Like before, Ice Beam Earth Power is great, right? But now, the way people would beat it is even like the sub metronome is you'd go Toxapex a couple times, stall out a few turns, and switch. Whereas they have to switch out moves. Whereas this one, like on a spec set, you don't got to predict at all with freeze dry. Like their bulky waters don't care. I think that in lower tiers too, where your answer to this might be your Vaporeon, your split up Vaporeon, like you'll get melted away, or my Lodic will get melted away by freeze dry. Like
melted by freeze dry, right?
It'll evaporate. Well, that was more so like on the thing that Vaporeon is like water and I don't know, like Melmetal, but yeah, I like that a lot. It gets Dragon Dance as well as Icicle Spear too on this regular one, which is pretty cool if it's base 130 attack stat. And even like body press is interesting on it too. Like I feel like in draft this would be so cool to have this Pokemon.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm excited. I don't know. I think Freeze Dry is really cool. Obviously, I think that has a bigger place in Ubers personally, but
yeah,
especially when the Ubers come back as well. Being able to hit Kyogre with your stab ice attack, beautiful. You don't have to predict the fairy. You don't have to predict the Groudon. You don't have to predict the Kyogre. You just click Freeze Dry.
Right.
Like Arceus Water trying to wall your Kyurem. Yeah, go ahead and get Freeze Dry.
Arceus Water. Yeah.
But like obviously, like I know you don't want to talk about the Ubers there.
So yeah, we'll have a different one because it's already pretty. Like we've been on this call for a minute, but I don't mind long podcasts because just people like to just have these playing. Okay, so Kyurem, and we're just gonna combine all three of the other starters.
And don't forget regular Necrozma, and well, I guess in Aurora and Melmetal all are gonna be OU for a bit too. We still have quite a few left.
Necrozma is an OU.
Regular Necrozma?
Yeah. I mean, not Necrozma. I mean, thought you were referring to Solgaleo. Necrozma is an on Pokemon. I don't think Marshadow is going to be... Marshadow isn't.
Oh, no. Necrozma gets Dragon Dance now, though.
What, the Psychic one?
Yeah.
What does it have to abuse that, though?
Photon Geyser. Stone Edge. What else it gets? Psychic Fan. Well, you don't use that. It can be mixed with Heat Wave.
I guess there could be a case for that.
Earthquake and like Earthquake as well. Like it has coverage.
Yeah. Oh, that could be an interesting one. I'll put that as a. I mean, do you have anything major that you're trying to think about for that?
I don't know. I just think Calm Mind can still be nasty. Like a Calm Minder that can beat Aegislash and everything like that. The Mana Buzz obviously being the big one.
But I think
it gets stored power. It gets Cosmic Power, stored power, which I think is scary.
Oh yeah, that's for sure could be a problem. I think SD in and of itself could really especially like a weakness policy or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dude. Even the prison armor one with because it has prison armor, so then you just run Cosmic Power, Star Power, then you just beat everything.
Yeah, that's something that I definitely think could be a problem. That particular set, recover Cosmic Power, stored power.
Or Moonlight, but yeah.
Or Moonlight, yeah. Whatever day you run. That could be a problem. I'm not sure. I don't really have any thoughts on Necrozma. It's never been a really impressive Pokemon to me.
That's fair. That's fair. Incineroar gets Close Combat now and Parting Shot. So I think those are two pretty big buffs for Incineroar.
Yeah.
Being able to Parting Shot around. Heavy Duty Boots is also a big thing for it too. Doesn't have to worry about taking rocks. They usually ran Iapapa Berry, but they nerfed the Iapapa Berries. But I think it's fine because it can just run Heavy Duty Boots.
Yeah.
And it's a good mon. And VGC is not gonna like it.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting. Parting Shot wise, Aegislash doesn't enjoy it. Dual stabs, so it kind of forces the CC prediction. But because it has Intimidate too, it can chew one of those. Gyrapole sub Wisp set doesn't like it.
Yep. Doesn't care. You can run wish support with it as well. It's really nasty.
Spadef version, Heavy Duty Boots, they're definitely niches for Incineroar. You could also run something bulkier to help deal with pesky Corviknight if that was a thing. It's an interesting mod that can handle both. Handling dark type moves, ghost type moves, and status. A lot of
it's a freaking T-Tar that doesn't care about Wisp in that regard. Tarzamon that could usually handle all that, but they're not caring about Wisp. And Parting Shot is really big. Sidgewai, you said, doesn't really get much. It's going to be lower tier.
For sure.
Primarina is still strong. Probably a solid UU presence just because of its strong dual stab.
I can't see it,
Yeah, it gets stored power, I guess, now.
Does it get a boosting move?
Calm Mind. It always had Calm Mind, but
Primarina had Calm Mind this whole time.
Wait, did it actually? I feel like it did always have Calm Mind.
I've never.
No, it had Work Up before.
So it just got Calm Mind.
Yeah, it just got Calm Mind.
Okay, because I'm like, I have never seen a Calm Mind Primarina. Okay, then.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, that might make it. If it gets Calm Mind now, that's the case, because it got. Remember, dude, like Primarina always struggle with picks, but I see him psychic. Like Primarina,
well, that boy back, bro. Yeah, I mean, even even lower tier, dude. Calm Mind plus like you only need Moon. Yeah, it doesn't. There's no Amoonguss anymore right now, so you don't need Psychic. You could just run Calm Mind, a Water move, your Moonblast, and then you could even run Life Dew, or Sub. Life Dew only recovers a fourth, but that's pretty big if you're switching into bulky waters. You know, that's decent.
Primarina, I think he has a bigger OU presence than we may have thought.
Yeah, with Calm Mind, yeah.
Yeah, that's big. That's big, man.
I can't believe I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that's a big one. If you don't play right around that, like even the Mono Moonblast set can really run through you. So like I'll have to look into Primarina. That changed things a lot. And it getting stored power too is another big one. I definitely need to look into that one. And then Zeraora.
Zeraora being faster than Dragapult is awesome. Mm-hmm. Like this might be its tier.
Yeah, I think it might. This metagame really. Like I feel like it might. I think it has the moves to be annoying. Like it has Grass Knot. It has it really has the moveset to hit damn near anything super effectively in the tier. And because it's so damn fast, Dougie can't trap easily. Cinderace gets fisted. Excadrill gets the hands put on him. It's really difficult to deal with. I think we might see Zeraora having legitimate usage. And it got something along with Calm Mind. I forgot what it was. Aura Sphere. I mean, that's... but still.
Let me see Zeraora. Well, Aura Sphere is a big one. I can't miss that. Still has knockoff from the previous gen. Player off is good. Nerf is cool. Close combat. I just think its speed tier is good.
Yeah.
Like, very good. Especially in this meta, it's not competing with any megas at all for damage output. There's no Landorus to stop it right now. I think this is it. This might be Zeraora's time. Yeah.
Legit.
We'll get Grass Knot for Seismitoad too. Ooh, show me your cores.
Yeah, like it really, unless you have something like a Clef or like a bulky Mew, like something that can neutrally take every hit that's really fat, it's gonna give you problems. It's gonna give you problems for sure. And then last but not least, as far as the new Pokemon, Melmetal.
I'm on Choice Band, Assault Vest, Thunder Wave, beautiful. I am so excited to click Double Iron Bash this Pokemon.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Especially after using it in what's it called? In National Dex.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. It just hits so hard. It's so bulky, and I just want to see how it does, man. That's it.
Yeah.
I really want to see how it does.
Me too, man. And again, guys, we're gonna be saving the Ubers for later. Otherwise, it's be a 2-hour vid on just Uber discussion. But last but not least, there's some new hidden abilities that are back. Notably, we're gonna just talk about Clefables. Not really much to talk about. Manectric got its ability back, but it's not that big a deal because it doesn't have hidden power ice anymore. But I think that could be something. But more importantly than those, are certain mons have gotten their moves back, which is going to shift metagames up. Notably, Mew has access to recovery moves again. Clefable has access to Soft Boil once again. Bisharp has access to knockoff once again, and just Conk has access to knockoff, so it can remove Corviknight's item and hit Aegislash. Sylveon has access to Heal Bell as well as the other vapes and Toxic. Rotom has access to Defog and Pain Split, all the variants. Hydreigon has access to Roost. There was something else. Pelipper has access to Roost. Togekiss has access to Roost and Defog. And I want to say that was the primary ones. Hippowdon has access to Toxic. So Mandibuzz can't come in comfortably like it used to. So Hippowdon is probably going to really start seeing the usage it deserves, especially with Chirac coming back. I can definitely see Hippowdon seeing some usage. The bulky waters get access to Toxic once again. And I want to say that's the biggest ones. So primarily just things being able to Toxic things. I think Araquanid gets access to Mirror Code and Toxic, and
it's huge.
Yeah, I mean Magic Code and Toxic, and the Magic Coders that I'm not thinking about too. Charizard gets Roost huge.
I think that like for heavy duty boots and like lower tiers, that could be oh what the hell, man, this thing that could be pretty big.
Yeah. Trying to look through. I think those are the most notable ones. Mantine, I guess. Persian getting Perogly getting Prankster. You know the one I'm talking about. The whatever it's called.
Damn cats.
Yeah, and all these cat minds starting to. At this point, bro, it's like I remember maybe 100 Pokemon's names. Everything else is just, if you ain't OU, you're not relevant. But yeah, I think, anyone in particular you want to touch on?
I am interested in the Togekiss that you mentioned before, but I think Roost Hydreigon is a pretty big one. Like we said earlier, I do think that you can run something like Nasty Plot, Dark and literally Dark and Flash Cannon and be fine.
Yeah.
Like I seriously think that's something that is possible on that Pokemon. And I just think it opens up that Pokemon's viability even more. I think Toxic on the support mons like Vaporeon and Umbreon, like you said, is good. Heal Bell is huge. And Softball Clef I think is a big one as well that comes to mind with Unaware too. I don't think Unaware is going to be that great right now at this point in time.
Yeah.
But as the metagame develops and who knows what happens with bans and stuff, it could definitely be strong.
Yeah, I think the pain splitting Rotoms are pretty cool too.
Yeah, huge for Rotom Heat. For Rotom Heat specifically, I think that's sick.
Heavy duty plus being able to pain split, because Rotom Heat like really only needs Nasty Plot and Dual Stab most of the time. So a lot of things like clefts and annoying things to get that little Moonblast chip, knowing that's permanent unless it gets a Wish or some Leech Seed. But now it can pain split, and Rotom Heat is back baby. So that's a huge little thing, and I just love to see how Rotom Heat has really found its moment to shine after all these years of being under Rotom Wash's thumb. It's dope.
I'm just happy to see three Rotoms in OU.
Right.
I think that's so cool.
Without a doubt.
That's like DVP level for me.
Yeah, it's going. Like, there's a lot of, again, DPP, black and white-esque traits to this new meta, to this new era, and just wait till everybody comes back, bro. It's about to be a melee. But let's give them time. And Ubers is definitely about to get some spice to it. Can't wait for that. But we're gonna be saving that for another episode, as you guys really got. I really went all in for y'all today. Hour and 8 minutes. Sorry, my email popped up. But yeah, hour and 8 minutes. But yeah, any final words?
If Jem has time, we might be doing a Melmetal Showdown live on my channel if you guys want to see that, and subscribe to Mrjamvad. Right. And yeah, that's it.
All right, bros. Peace.